I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. Today, it's someone who's actually available to buy, as opposed to those who are available through objectives or SBCs. And we are, of course, talking about Jose Sosa, one of the better-looking Turkish League Team of the Season cards, and one of the cheaper ones as well, because he's 92 rated, but he's only about 65 to 75,000 coins, which is an absolute bargain. Don't mind if I do. Unbelievably well-rounded, 4-star, medium, 5'10", and a lean body type as well. You can't find that information out in-game, but I can tell you that he does have a lean body type, which is very handy indeed in this game, where maneuverability is key. So I can't imagine people will look at this card and instantly go, right, well, I need to rearrange my entire team to fit him in. That's not really what... I mean, I can understand it if you're like a Trabzonspor fan or a Turkish League fan in general, or you just love the unusual. So, for example, you don't want Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo, and all the usual suspects, you know, Sissoko and Militao. You don't want to use those players. You want to use players that nobody ever uses because you want to be different. I get it. I'm kind of like that myself to a degree. So that's what this card is really going to appeal to, I think, that type of ideology, rather than, oh, I want the best card, because there are definitely better cards out there. But for the price point, not bad, actually. Like I said, 4-star is nice. The work rates are okay. I mean, okay, it would be nice if it was high for a box-to-box. But he's 80 plus for everything in terms of like face stats, which is nice. 81 acceleration, 86 sprint speed. I have got an engine on him, so that does go up slightly to 86 and 91, which is nice. The shooting across the board, apart from the actual finish in itself, which is a little bit irritating, everything else is upwards of 90. So... or 90 upwards, I should say. 92 long shots, 98 shot power, 92 positioning, volleys at 95 and penalties at 92, which I'm thinking you'll see evidence of that within the review. And only 74 finishing, which is not great, but he does score some goals. I will talk about his finishing when we get into the clips. Passing with the chem style, apart from crossing, which is at 96, everything else goes to 99, which is insane. His dribbling isn't far off that either. 99 dribbling ball control, 97 balance, 91 composure, 93 reactions, and unfortunately only 89 agility. And I say only because someone with a lean body type who's 5'10", that has a reasonable amount of pace, you'd expect to have a little bit more in the way of agility. Unfortunately, he doesn't. Does that hinder him in game? Kind of. I'll talk about it when we get to the clips. I mean, defensively, he's not great, but at the same time, it can be used in an emergency, right? So 82 defensive awareness, 82 stand tackle, and 82 interceptions. That is, I think that's about, like, right. It's kind of like, well, that's not too bad. For I wouldn't say box-to-box necessarily, more of an attack-minded central midfield player. That's the team I've got him in. I was using 4-3-2-1. I did dabble in a 4-2-3-1 as well. And yeah, he didn't really play any sort of CDM role. He was more of a cam. His medium work rates mean that playing, for example, in a 4-2-3-1 as the cam, he does tend to, without any instruction on, by the way, he does tend to wander back a little bit. He gets forward a little bit. He's sort of in and around that pocket of space left between the strikers or the attackers and the two CDMs. So I know a lot of people play 4-2-3-1. There we go. Numbers have never been my strong point. Look at this for a free kick, by the way. Doesn't go in, but it's not far off. What free kicks does he have? 99. Probably should have scored that. But I was quite impressed with the fact that he got that close when he was that far out. But just some defensive clips as well as attacking in here as well, just to show you that, you know, in that sort of CM role, he's more than capable. He did play as a CM in a 4-1-2-1-2 for a little bit as well. So you've got a full range and spectrum of positions that he played in. And of course, you do have a few goals as well. Some of them are really scrappy, like that one, and other ones are I wouldn't say technically good, but they're a little bit better, put it that way. But I know a lot of people use the 4-2-3-1, so I'm trying to use it myself. Even though I'm not a massive fan of it, I'm trying to use it myself so that people... Look at that for a banger, by the way. That is a great goal. I'm trying to use it so that people can get an understanding of how these players will play in their favourite formation. So most teams I play against use a 4-2-3-1. So let me know in the comments, what formation are you currently using? Don't be ashamed to say if you use a 5 at the back. Who cares? If you use the 4-2-3-1 and everybody thinks it's sweaty, who cares? You play to the way that you want to play. Ignore everybody else. Let me know what formation you're using in the comments. And the most popular one is the one that I'll tend to try and use a little bit more, just so that I get an understanding, or rather you'll get an understanding of how these players play in said formations. So he was playing the cam in that 4-2-3-1 for a few games, and I'll be honest, he worked quite well there because he managed to get... I mean, that was a decent goal there. Run from deep wasn't too bad. There are definitely some scrappier goals in here, but that wasn't too bad, and that long range effort was pretty nice as well. That effort there, unfortunately, that's where the finishing comes in. He doesn't have great finishing. So the problem you're going to have is if you do play him as a cam and he does have a few opportunities like that one there, he should have scored and he just didn't. It's frustrating, to say the least, because you've got that ability to run through players, and he's got that positional awareness, and he manages to get into some really killer positions, and in front of goal, if he had, I don't know, 80, 85 finishing, you'd be thinking to yourself, this is a complete player, because he can defend to a degree. He's got very good passing range. His ball control and dribbling is very nice. Yeah, okay, he doesn't feel the most mobile and agile of players, sure. But in front of goal, he's great. So you've got everything you realistically need there. But unfortunately, because he's so inconsistent in front of goal, from close range at least, and ignore that because Human-Son really should have. If you rewind that, it really does look like he swears when he gets really annoyed. Bursts into the penalty area here. His shot isn't good enough. It's saved by the keeper. However, the referee awards a penalty. In my opinion, he's had his chance. He should have scored, and he didn't, and it shouldn't have been a penalty. But it is what it is, and we did score the penalty. So there we go. He has 92 penalties, of course. Now let's talk about those cons. So stamina for a box-to-box isn't great. It's 86, which is fine. It's not a problem, actually. I don't mind it at all. But if you do actually use him as a box-to-box and you want him to get forward, you want him to get back, and you are running him ragged, 86 stamina just isn't good enough, because most, like Luis Gustavo or Fernandinho or any of those type of players who are capable of playing that box-to-box role, they have better stamina. So you are going to be coming up against players who will be able to run him ragged at the back end of the game. The stamina isn't really a problem if you don't use him sort of up and down the pitch constantly, but if you do, just be aware that even 99 stamina, you'll start to flag at the end, so 86, you've got no chance. His finishing is poor. If you don't ever get into the box with this player, like if you do use him as a CM, maybe more even as a CDM, then yeah, sure, that won't matter to you at all. But to me, he got into the penalty area a fair bit. I was using him more as a cam than I was anything else. So yeah, just bear in mind that his finishing is just far too inconsistent for it to be considered useful. And then he can feel a little bit stiff at times. Like, his mobility isn't terrible. He does have a little bit of pace to him, and of course with the chem style he has in the 90s for sprint speed and mid 80s for acceleration, which is good. His ball control and dribbling are really nice. His reactions are high enough for me, and his balance is good, especially with the chem style. But his agility, at times, he just didn't really want to move enough, you know? Nothing to worry about if you play him in the midfield, again, but if you do play him further forward, that is definitely something to take into consideration. His passing range is incredible. His positioning, for the most part, is very, very good. His ball control is nice, and his shot power is brilliant. So if you do manage to hit the target, whether it be from distance or close range, chances are you will cause some trouble for the goalkeeper, even if the accuracy of the shot isn't that great. The problem is, of course, is hitting the target, because his finishing is quite poor. All in all, I think if you are running a very budget-conscious team, and maybe you want to be a little bit different, he's a good pickup. He's a very good player to go for. However, if you are running a team for Weekend League and you do have, you know, I don't know, 150, 200k, there are other Team of the Season cards out there that you may want to consider instead of Sosa. He's good, but only, I would say, for fans of the team, maybe fans of the nation, and of course, if you are building a budget side. Let me know what you think of him in the comment section down below. If you have used him, if you haven't used him, are you going to pick him up? Are you going to try him? If you have enjoyed the player review, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel video, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.